Got it.
You haven't seen the best of me. I'm still working on my master.
Happy October, almost the end of October. It's almost Halloween or Halloween, and I found a recipe for pumpkin pancakes. Love pumpkin, love pancakes, so I thought I would make it. And I'm just gonna sort of make it while I'm reading the ingredients, and this is like happening right now. They're gluten-free. You need brown rice flour, oat flour, quinoa flour, baking powder and baking soda, pumpkin puree, olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil. You need eggs, cinnamon, salt, and pumpkin pie spice. So let's just do this. We need to start with a half cup, I'm not a baker, half cup of quinoa flour. I went to my co-op, and this is where I got all the flours, because you don't want to buy a giant box unless you bake all the time. You're not going to want a whole thing of quinoa flour, and it's probably going to be hella expensive. So this was not. So all right, what did I say? Half cup quinoa flour. And first thing we do is we mix all of our dry ingredients in a bowl. Okay? Half cup brown rice flour. I have a Christmas song stuck in my head, even though it's October. That happens though. All right, brown rice flour, half cup. 1 cup of oat flour. So instead of dirtying another measuring cup, 1/2 and 1/2 equals 1. A better time for pancakes than 8 o'clock at night on a Thursday. We'll get there. Here we go. All right, 1 cup oat flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Teaspoon is the one that says TSP, teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. If someone asks me what the difference is between baking soda and baking powder, my answer is, I don't know. 1 teaspoon. We're doing all of our dry in one, and then we're gonna do wet in the other. What is this? What part of my hair is this? Okay. Now 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I was supposed to do this first. 1, 2, a half a teaspoon of salt. Not gonna do that. We use pink Himalayan because we're fancy and healthy. Sure, that sounds good. And then 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. It doesn't fit. 2 teaspoons. So if we do a half a teaspoon, class, how many half teaspoons is that? 4. 1 teaspoon, 2, a little extra in there because I really like pumpkin. A half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Hark the herald. Okay. Pumpkin puree. I had one in here in my pantry from last year, so I'm glad I bought this one because the other one was expired. Okay, 1 cup. Got it. And just sort of scoop. Ugh, it smells like baby food. So this is considered a wet ingredient, hence the texture and the smell. So this is gonna go into its own container, or its own bowl. So do 1.5 cups of milk of your choice. So I'm just gonna use the half cup because my 1 cup is covered in pumpkin. So 1.5 cups of unsweetened almond milk. So eggs, organic eggs, because it does matter. I don't know how to crack it in a fancy way. My goal is just no shells in here. And then 2 tablespoons of oil. Apparently I'm also supposed to put maple syrup in here, but that seems weird to me, so I'm not gonna do that. Hope it doesn't mess it up. 2 tablespoons. And I'm gonna use avocado oil. 1, 2. So we have our dry ingredients in here, and then we have our wet ingredients. And now, according to the directions that I'm following on my computer, we combine the dry ingredients, and we do the same with the wet, and then I think we're gonna, oh shit, sorry, shoot, put them together. Okay, in another bowl, combine the wet ingredients. Do you think I need to stir this up? Maybe. So now we've combined the wet and the dry ingredients, and we have this huge batch of pancakes, which means I'm gonna have a ton left over for this weekend, and I'll probably just throw them in the freezer. You're supposed to wait for the bubbles, and that's when you know you can flip them, but I'm so impatient. See, that's what happens when you're not patient, kids. Okay, fine. We'll wait. Okay, this is my second round. They're flipping a little bit better. They smell really good. Hopefully they taste as good as they're starting to sort of smell. Give them a little smack smack. Here they are, our gluten-free pumpkin pancakes. I made a little pumpkin guy, kind of cute.